Yeah.
We're here.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Threeflings, the only show on Twitch. Period. No, just kidding. The only show on Twitch with three tieflings every Friday. Threeflings is a collection of one-shot adventures from the UNCAGED Anthology. So if this is your first episode or your 50th, welcome. You are all caught up. Tonight we are playing The Village That Wept by me from Uncaged Volume 4 with La Llorona on the cover. And let's meet our Thieves, starting by welcoming back Just Pack. It's been a time. So welcome back. Tell us about your Thief.
Hi, I'm Jesspack. I'm playing Euphoria. Whatever. What college am I? The Glamour Bard. That's what I am. I am so out of practice. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We are so glad you're here. And Zan, tell us about your Thief.
Hello, I'm Zan, and I play Shy, the knowledge cleric tiefling of the bright horns. So she's got very glowy horns, and she will throw the book at people.
And Gwen, tell us about your Thief.
I play Adara, our resident fighty-mighty tiefling. She has no magic, but she won't let that stop her from starting trouble. Also, she has a warg puppy named Crouton. Everyone in the cast has just been slowly aggregating animals over the course of the show.
Yeah, Shy has a displacer kitten named Dante.
And Adara has a whole bag, or Euphoria has an entire bag full of animals.
Yeah, and not including the displacer kitten she also has.
Oh, yeah.
Marble Rye.
Yes. Today's episode does have some content warnings, and they are some heavy ones because I wrote 2 adventures for One Uncaged, and one is very light and fluffy, and the other one is tonight's adventure. So tonight's content warnings are infanticide, drowning, racial discrimination, war, and colonialism. So if any of those are going to be difficult for you, I don't blame you. And we would be happy to see you next week. But without further ado, who wants to give us a previously on Threeflings? I think Adara was the only one there.
All right. That was the one with Kiana, right?
Yep. You played Our Fair Maidens by Paige Ford.
Cool.
And met a new friend named Andy.
Yeah. So Adara and Ophelia went to a festival and met a new friend named Andy, who is a very cool kind of celestial-themed barbarian tiefling. And we hung out at the festival for a little bit, and then a bunch of men just dropped dead. We were supposed to be there to investigate a murder. I should have led with that. So we were there to check out a murder, but we were chilling at the festival instead of doing our jobs, and then a bunch more men dropped dead and or vanished, and we were like, fine, we'll look into this missing people case. So we tracked down one of the guys who had gone missing, and he was basically in the process of being drowned by a Rusalka, and we intervened, and then it turns out, surprise, surprise, he was terrible, and we should have given him back to the Rusalka, but whatever, someday we'll learn. And then we regrouped with the town and basically did some more investigating and talking to kids and stuff, and managed to figure out where the Rusalka coven, I guess? They're not really a coven because they're not hags, but there was like a group of 4 Rusalkas who all had different men in town who had wronged them in some way so that they couldn't had killed them. So they couldn't pass on peacefully until their aggressors had also died at their hands. So we managed to find the rest of the group and then saw to it that they were able to move on peacefully, and also brought the town marshal with us to be like, watch this. I want you to see this.
Retired sheriff.
Yeah, retired sheriff. To be like, watch this, witness this. I want you to see this. I want you to understand why this is happening. You're going to keep this from happening again, right? Right. And that was the entire adventure.
Totally 100% worth a shared point of bardic inspiration. By bardic inspiration, I mean not bardic inspiration, just, inspiration. You get a free advantage. And if anyone else wants to give them advantage or a crit fail or success, it's in the thing.
It has come in very handy in certain episodes.
No one's given me one yet.
Aw. Good. I mean, they could give you a natural 1, and I'd be okay with that.
Ink didn't curse my dice today, so let's see where that leads us. So leaving the town of Dovgorod, I think it was. I said it wrong a million times last week. I'm gonna say, Adara, you receive a letter being, oh, that's really sweet, Draz. Thanks.
Aw.
Pack, you got a
Aw.
crit to welcome you back.
Congrats.
Adara, you get a letter from a Lord Devlin asking you to survey his hunting lodge and meet with his agent in the Drunken Uncle Inn, just up the river.
Does he give any indication as to what kind of surveying how?
Just says that the lodge is going to be opening soon to the public and wants to make sure that it's safe for insurance purposes.
All right, I'm intrigued, and there's no missing people involved, so I guess I'll check it out, despite the fact that I am definitely not licensed to sign off on insurance things.
Cool. So, heading up the river, and Adara, you would be alone at this point.
Yeah, I think Ophelia understandably did not want to go do the insurance investigation.
And Andy wandered off and did her own thing.
Yeah.
So, let's say Euphoria and Shy. You have both heard about this war that has been ripping apart the countryside that Adara is about to pass through, but is currently at a détente. There's no fighting at the moment, but it has been bad, and it's been bad in this area for a while. And there are strange rumors about the town of Contreras. People seem to be fleeing or saying not to go there. So I would assume that that is exactly where you're going to go.
Of course.
Do they have any details about why they're fleeing? Is it possibly rumors of it being cursed?
It is cursed. Yep, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's why Shy's going. Gaining a reputation as a curse breaker here.
So, oddly enough, walking from your separate ways, because Euphoria, I know you've been home with Medi.
Yeah.
Walking along this river, you and Adara, you see this too, coming from the other direction. You start to see older stone buildings, and passing through towns, you see that there's like a diverse group of people living in them. They seem to be like a mixed group of architecture, like an invading group kind of maybe came in and imposed their decor on the populace, but as everything's at a stalemate, people are kind of getting along. And on the way to Contreras is where the three of you miraculously meet up.
I imagine we all just kind of do the like Spider-Man point at each other.
Yeah, if this all happens at once, Shy immediately whips out a notebook and writes down a note.
Adara goes over and tries to be like, what are you writing? Is it about how excited you are to see us again?
No, it's about coincidences, and this is happening far too often.
Also, Euphoria!
Yeah.
How you been?
I've been.
Oh boy.
Just been traveling a lot, trying to catch up with y'all, so.
It has been quite a while. Oh, by the way, this book. It's not really my style, but I did get it signed for you. I tracked down the author.
A book? That's so sweet. What kind of book is it?
Oh, it was the book that you gave to Shy. The
Oh.
romance novel.
Oh, the Bodice Ripper?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thank you. I will treasure it always.
So where are you two headed?
Oh, well, I heard about this town that might be suffering under a curse.
What's
Yeah,
the
I
name
heard
of
the
the
same
town?
thing.
I have... My character knows, but it has already slipped my mind.
Contreras-san. I will write it in the thing.
I will write a note in my sheet so that I don't forget it again.
I spelled it wrong. I spelled my own town wrong. There you go. That's it.
Beautiful name.
Uh,
Town of Contreras-on.
And is that the name of the town with the lodge that I'm heading to?
It's not, but it's on the way.
Okay. The town's on the way.
On the way to what?
On the way to where I'm going. I'm headed to a different place. There's a lodge. Some guy managed to find me somehow. Wrote a letter, asking me to check the lodge for safety insurance stuff. Which, all right. As long as he's got a good contract, so I'm not legally responsible for anything that I miss. Like, sure, I'll take a look.
Are you sure he sent the letter to the correct person?
You know, it was addressed to me, but I had a similar response. I don't know what kind of reputation is getting out there, but I don't think it's accurate anymore.
Interesting.
But I mean, I can swing by the cursed town with you guys. I don't think it's super far out of the way, so, you know, as long as we don't spend more than like 2 days there, I shouldn't be late.
So, as you are all walking, you crest a hill and you see a somber looking fishing village. This also has that same kind of stone architecture, but whereas the other towns and small areas you had walked through were a little bit diverse, this one is entirely populated by humans, and specifically humans that are dressed alike. Whereas before you had seen like a diversity of clothing styles, like people from other places.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that the people here don't look like they go with the architecture. And there's just at a distant glance, you can see, because you've been to, what episode is this? You've been to over 50 small towns at this point. There's a dearth of children. Where there would normally be like kids playing in the streets or working the fields. You don't see that many. But you do see a couple prominent buildings. Shy, you immediately see what you can spot right away as a temple. Adara, you see a saloon. Euphoria, you notice that there are some farmhouses around, and some of them have families working there. All around the area is a big fence that has a military garrison, and there are red banners with a golden sun hanging from all of them. And off in the distance is a massive house that looks like it's in the process of being built.
Like a manor?
Mm-hmm.
Is this your cursed town?
appears so.
Looks culty as shit. Do you have like a point of contact here, or?
Well, if this town is suffering under a curse, I see a temple, they would probably know some details.
Unless it was like the last time that we entered a town when there was a cult. For a
The
dragon.
temple either knows about the problems. All right, no, hear me out. The
is
temple
the
either
problem.
knows about the problems or is causing the problems, and either way, we should go talk to them.
Oh my god, Adara's picking the temple over the bar?
Look, I think Shai is correct. The bar is for relaxing, but not for solving the curse problem.
So temple
Okay.
first, then the tavern.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Or we could split up.
Has that always worked out for
Definitely
us in the
could
past?
split up.
I mean, if you're giving me permission to not go to the temple, like, I'll take it.
Yes, it might be better if I go to the temple. It's like she wants to say without Adara, but might be best if I handle the temple.
Badass. I'm getting drinks.
Alright, do you want me to check with the townsfolk then if we're dividing up?
Let's each go our separate ways. Divide and conquer.
Perfect. Love to split the party 25 minutes into the stream.
17 minutes.
That's
Since
true.
the
10 minutes of those were
started.
pre-roll.
So I guess we'll just start with the temple. Shy. You look in and see, just like the other buildings you notice, this is a very old building. It's stone. There are hollows out and altars that have silken drapery strewn on them that seem like they don't quite mesh. And you see symbols of hands on wooden planks and images of a man in a great deal of pain. At the front, oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, could I make a religion check and see if I can figure
Absolutely.
out? Okay. Let's see. That'll be 24.
Oh, damn. Okay. So with that kick-ass check, you can tell that this is a newly appointed Temple of Ilmater, known as the Crying God or the Broken God, the Lord who endures. He is lawful good. He is a god of endurance, suffering, martyrdom, and perseverance.
Okay, so far too serious for his own good. Alright.
But you can also tell that's what he looks like in his symbol in the chat, if anybody cares. But what you can also see is that that's clearly not who this temple was dedicated to. Like, it's like it's been reconsecrated to him.
Okay. Do I have any hint of what it may have been a temple to before?
I'm gonna say yeah, because you rolled really friggin' well on that. You would guess a river deity of some sort, but all signs pointing to water and to like fish have been scratched away, which is how you're getting this. And also looking around, you see pamphlets detailing religious prohibitions against eating fish, as well as warnings against native witchcraft.
Oh, that's not a good feeling.
At the far end of the temple is a large shrine, and there is a nun praying at it. There's trinkets, toys, pictures of children, and small cakes and candies at this altar. And there are prayers for the dead and other prayers as well written around the shrine. And she seems wrapped in prayer.
And she's the only one that I see in the temple.
Yep.
I'm going to approach. I don't want to interrupt her prayers, but if she is willing to talk to me, I would like to get closer.
Okay. Looking around, you see, because you speak every language, pretty much, you see that in addition to the prayers for the dead, there are also prayers for putting the undead to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at you, she stops when you approach. Have you come to pay your respects? Welcome, I'm Sister Inez.
Hello. You may call me Shy. And it clearly looking at the little offerings and everything, and the child pictures and things. May I ask, is there... This seems to be a rather lot of little offerings. It looks to be for children. Is there...
Yes, every family in town has had at least one child ascend to the glory of Ilmater, thanks to the Wailing Woman in White. The shrine is for those in town who need a place to mourn, while they await for the glorious reunion with their loved ones.
Would that be... I have heard that this town is under some sort of curse. Would you say that is a correct interpretation?
You are a woman of faith as well, right?
Oh, yes.
Then may I speak candidly with you?
Of course. I prefer it.
This town was founded on bloody ground. What Captain Contreras did to the previous population is unforgivable. However, since I've come here and brought the true faith, we now have religious prohibitions against venturing to the river to keep people safe.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah. Because, of course, we are all safe in the hands of our Lord.
That'll be a 23.
Okay. What are you trying to check for?
She seems to be, I'm wondering if this, ban on other religions and stuff is more for control rather than keeping people safe.
Aha. It seems like a little bit of both. But you get that she really does believe that everyone who has died is in a better place.
I'm sure she would.
just because this town is led by Captain Contreras, I like to offer a point of hope. Hence this shrine. You know, even those who have not been baptized in the true faith are welcome to enter here. Such as yourself.
That is encouraging. It's like, I have to say, true faith is a matter of perspective.
Well, there we differ, my friend. And she makes a symbol of her faith and continues to pray.
I'm sorry, was her symbol of faith just a nice little...
Symbols are like cross hands for him, so I was just like, I wasn't gonna have her do this. So I was just like, yeah, she does this. She makes his symbol. Mm-hmm. So let's go over to the saloon. Adara.
Yeah.
Walking into the saloon, you see this is, again, a very old stone building. And inside, there are animal heads hanging on the walls. There are big red banners with golden suns. There's like military paraphernalia hanging everywhere. And at the bar is a big, friendly-looking redheaded guy who, when he sees you walk in, just goes, "Newcomers! Come on in, have a drink.
This is the correct choice. Yeah, I'll come over to the bar, have a seat, and, if it's a reasonable time of day, I'll grab an ale.
So it's always a reasonable time of day in Contreras Town for a drink. What time would you all have come here?
I mean, we probably would have been traveling for a while.
Did you say mid-afternoon?
Yeah,
Sure.
seems fine.
Cool. So, mercenary?
Yeah, basically. Just...
I would have been a mercenary myself, but, by the time I got here, the war was already over. Alonzo's the name. There's your ale.
Adara, thanks. Yeah, I actually worked barback for a couple years before I started out traveling, and then people kept making me fix their problems, so now I guess I do this. But,
So you and I, we're the same.
Yeah, just, opposite career paths, but otherwise, like, got a lot in common. Is there anything in town that might require the services of, or the attention of somebody who's skilled in my line of work?
Well, you know what? There would have been about 50 years ago.
When the war was?
When the war was, but we had some fearsome skirmishes then, I've been told by my pa. Valiant fights against the savages who lived here before, if you know what I mean. They would sneak into the night like devils, and then we would fight them back. And then, well, it all ended with the great tragedy and heartbreak of the noble Captain Contreras. He, genius man, he raises a drink to him, thought of a peace treaty. He married that Indian chief's daughter to end the war. But he was deceived. It was a lie. Because this beautiful Indian princess was in fact a witch. And after years of being in his bed, having access to his men, turned into her monstrous form and took her children to the river and murdered them in the night. Our fearless, broken-hearted Captain Contreras saw it, and she started to turn on him. And he was forced to kill his beloved wife. And for her crimes, he had the village burned to the ground. He slaughtered her whole population. And that is why we named this village Contreras-san, for his glorious, noble sacrifice.
All right.
Pretty good story, huh?
It is quite the story. I'm gonna make it clear that Adara was probably making fewer faces than I was for that entire time. I think she immediately went into the I've worked customer service too long and I know that this person is like somebody I do not want to engage with, so I'm just gonna like just do that the whole time. So she was in full like, oh yeah, mode while he was talking.
He's a great man. Maybe you can beat him one day.
Is he still alive?
Oh yeah. He's getting on his in age, but that big house at by the garrison, that's where he lives. They've been fixing it up for him for about 20 years to get it, just shiny and right.
20 years is a long time to live in a house that's under construction.
Well, he started joining in, living in the garrison, but, once they, gave him the town, it was only fitting that he, got a plantation, so to speak.
So to speak. All right, well, thanks for the drink. Shame there's not, much work for me here, so I'll probably just be moving on. But that was a very informative tale. Thank you.
Oh, I love telling people the history of our town.
It's
Our
quite a
great
history.
leader. Wish I could have been there.
Yep. I also wish I could have been there.
Are you staying in the bar or are you leaving?
I'm leaving.
Okay.
Fuck that guy.
As soon as you leave, you see a boy who's about 12. Well, he looks maybe 12, runs up to you. He's pretty dirty. Says, are you you look like a mercenary. Oh, hi, Ashenworks. Hey.
Yeah, what's up, kid?
Are you here about the disappearances?
Yeah. I'm here about the disappearances.
Well, if you can find out what's going on with the kids that got took, I'll give you everything that I have. I work in the stable for Alonso, but I've been saving up everything I have, and I'm gonna be a soldier when I grow up, so I'll give you 5 silver, and then when I'm a soldier, I'll do you a boon of service.
That's real sweet, kid. You hang on to that money, but I'll look into it, and that you hang on to that money. Hey, do you have any information that would be helpful? Because I did literally just get here. Sorry, I gotta change this music. It's not lively anymore.
Both of my older siblings got taken, but I think the first kids to disappear went from the fishing families down by the river a ways.
Can you give me any specific directions, to their houses, or so I can talk to their parents?
I don't know if their parents are still here, but most folks live in the farms down that way.
All
And
right.
he points to the direction that Euphoria went off in.
Okay. How many kids have gone missing?
Oh gosh. Um, over the last 50 years?
Let's say within the past 6 months.
Probably about 2 or 3.
Okay. Um, so you work at the stables?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if I need to find you again, I know where to find you.
Yep.
All right.
Just ask for Esteban and I'll be there.
All right. Thanks, Esteban.
So Euphoria. And Adara, I'll meet up with you shortly.
Mm-hmm.
You see several farmhouses. A lot of them look abandoned.
Okay.
But you do see a few. You see 2 men who are struggling to do farm work as they are each holding on to a child and refusing to let any out of their sight. And you also see another couple that is working while their kids just kind of play in the garden.
Okay. I'm gonna wander over to the 2 guys trying to do the farm work and ask if I can help them out while they answer questions for me.
Sure. When they first look at you, they see you. They first kind of try to ignore you and just say, sorry, we've got too much to do here.
It looks like you need a hand. I can watch them while you're pulling weeds and stuff. That's not a problem. I have a couple of questions for you.
One of the men holds his child closer when you say that. So, no, we've got the kids, thank you, but if you want to help pull weeds, that would be helpful.
All right, I'll do that.
So who are you?
Oh, my name's Euphoria. I'm traveling with a couple of my friends. We kind of do favors for towns. I have
Mercenary
been
work.
yeah. I've been made aware that y'all have been having problems with a curse. You're acting different than your neighbors, and then like I kind of like gesture to like the other set of parents that are letting their kids kind of free range.
And you've noticed that the ones letting their kids free range are the only people doing that. But these 2 seem particularly tight about their kids.
Okay.
And say, well, Basia and Leonor have their own thoughts about how things work in Contreras-on, but well, we pretty much everybody here's lost a child since the town was founded. And one of the men starts to kind of tear up and said, our Jamie most recently.
Very sorry.
It's all right. That's just why we keep our boys where we can see them. I'm so rude. I'm Martine. This is Miguel.
Pleasure to meet you.
And yes, that's why we don't let them go out of our sight anywhere. You see, they look pretty tired too. Like they're almost sleeping in shifts.
So this has been happening as long as the town's been founded?
As far as we know, yeah.
How long have y'all been here?
Oh, we were born here. Each lost I lost an older brother. Miguel lost a younger sister. You learn quick not to play by the river. that used to be enough, but now she seems to be venturing into town.
She who?
And Martine kind of comes over to whisper and says, "The woman in white."
Oh. Okay, and then so like I'm gonna shift like my gaze to like the manor house. Can you tell me about the person who lives there?
Oh, Captain Contreras, yes, he founded the town. Came here from the war. My father was a soldier, and then mom came over after the war was won, and we were born here. Same with Miguel's parents. His mom was a soldier, and then dad came later.
All right. Um so Contreras-san hasn't done anything about the curse? It seems like it would be bad for the morale of the town to just have people go missing constantly.
We kind of stop and nod. So, well, you can see a lot of townsfolk have left by this point.
Yeah, so like of like the houses that are abandoned, like the farmhouses that are abandoned, how many of them are there? Is it like a lot?
Yeah, there's quite a few. It looks like at least half the houses have been abandoned.
Okay. Um, and what about your neighbors? Have they been here long? The same as you? Have they not lost anybody? Because they're just letting their kids kind of do what they want. They don't seem to be of the same mindset as you.
No, they're newer to town. Bought up some of the land cheap.
All right. Well, if it's
Let's say, Jari, you could have gotten here by now if you want.
All right, I see that Euphoria is talking to a family holding some kids tightly, so I'm just gonna kind of hover.
Oh, and then like yeah, so like Euphoria will acknowledge Adara's presence. So this is one of my friends. Her name's Adara. Um, these gentlemen here were telling me about the problem that they've been having, and then like I just go over to her and like to not like upset them and say like a lady in white is taking children
Yeah,
from the river.
like again? What the fuck? But also
Well,
sorry for your loss. Uh, but yeah, some kid walked up to me in the street and was just like, "Oh, you hear about the missing people?" And I was like, "Shit, yeah." So, guess that's the curse that we've been hearing about.
yeah. I was trying to get them to tell me more about the manor because
Uh,
I
what do
have
you want to know about
suspicions.
it? The tavern keeper is happy to talk about it, but you have to put up with a lot.
Oh, I see. You've been there already. Did you get a roadie?
Uh, no, I should have.
All right. Also, like, I'll like kind of like move myself back over to Martine and Miguel and just say, how, like, I don't need to be insensitive with this question. Um, it's just like something I have to ask for our line of work. How long or like how recent was the latest disappearance?
5 months, 14 days.
Does it happen at the same interval?
No, it seemed to be, someone would get too close to the water and fall in and drown. But now, they weren't even at the river.
So you're saying that she came to the house? Or, like, their house instead?
I just know that we went to bed and Jamie was in his crib. And the next morning he was gone. And there was water on the floor.
All right. Sorry, Pack needs a moment. Okay.
Shy, you can come out of the temple whenever you want.
Yeah, I believe Shy wouldn't want to stick around Temple very long after her questions were answered. Yeah, we'll probably stop off at the tavern, see if Adar is there, and if not, would
You see Wartime Cracker Barrel.
Wartime Cracker Barrel. Would go find Adara and Euphoria. I doubt it would be difficult. Just be like, hey, have you seen another person with horns? Yeah, they went that way.
You meet Esteban the stable boy, who very excitedly tells you that he's going to be a soldier, just like his new best friend Adara.
Well, there are worse role models you could have, kid.
Oh, that's the nicest thing Shy's ever said about Adara.
And he points you in the direction of the farmhouses.
Yeah, she'll thank him and head out. And probably meet up with them as they're heading back.
So, who wants to go to the manor?
I think we should regroup for a sec. Just out of the way of. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for helping with the weeding.
It was my pleasure.
So, what'd we all learn on our respective outings?
Well, there are many disturbing things about this town. I've heard about a lady in white who is kidnapping children, and also you both will be very glad that you did not join me in visiting the temple. Happens to be a pretty stringent sect of Imater. And they have been issuing bans on certain things. They're particularly harsh on what they call witchcraft, and they've even banned the eating of fish, as well as going to the river. But
Yeah, well, it sounds like going to the river is related to all the kids who are going missing. So I guess that would make sense. Eating fish maybe as an extension. If you don't eat fish, nobody goes to the river to fish.
I think it has more to do with the fact that their temple has superseded an earlier one that is of a water deity of some sort.
Mm.
Well, that would probably explain why people are going missing.
Two birds,
In part,
one stone.
At least.
Also, it rather disturbs me that they are not more concerned with the disappearances of the children. The one priestess that I talked to is convinced that they are in a better place and that this situation is somehow for the best.
I mean, we could
Cool
also
stance.
send her to a better place if she wants.
Yes.
So, if it makes you feel any better, at least other people in town do seem to actually be concerned that there are children going missing, based on the kid I ran into and the people Euphoria was talking to.
Well, that is heartening.
Yeah, so, you know, it's just the priest, maybe, who's heartless. But, when talking with the tavern keeper, learned some interesting things about the town's history, the phrasing of which I would like to unlearn. But basically, there was a big old war here 50 years ago, which was between the native people and the people who live here now. And they decided to end the war by doing a peace treaty. So the guy whose the town is now named married the native princess.
Married or married?
Unclear. I had to unpack so many layers just in this iteration of the story. It is very possibly coerced, but, you know, it is hard to say, and I don't want to talk to him again. So
That's fair.
they were wed, supposedly, and then you know, just because savage people, am I right? She just turned and was like, I'm actually a monster and I'm taking all of my babies and going into the lake or the river. And that was the story I was presented with. Then coincidentally, apparently, children have been going missing since about 50 years ago, which is when the war was, and therefore when the peace treaty was. So, seems related.
There are so many things about that story that
You really don't want to talk to him.
Used to like picking through history for the things that are absolutely true, and it's just like, this seems like really heavily skewed.
As you're having this conversation, you see a very old woman in probably, I'm about to like kick myself in 30 years for this, because I was about to say she's like in her 70s. She's so old.
Falling apart at the seams.
But she literally is. She looks malnourished, and her clothes are in rags, and she has big scratches on her face as if she has clawed at her own face, and she is kind of walking and trembling.
Yes, we'll immediately go over and see if she can help. Those scratches look nasty.
They're scarred over. You can see that. They're just like
okay.
deep scars.
All right, but still, she looks like she could use assistance.
Oh no! Don't. I don't deserve your help, dear. Just go about your way.
Here, I've got some food.
I believe I can be the judge of who is and is not deserving of my help, and you look like you could use it.
I should have been there. I don't deserve your help, but thank you, dears. Thank you. And then she starts to cry and shake.
Shai looks kind of confused at this. It's just like, but you seem to have done nothing to be undeserving of help. I don't understand.
Euphoria's just gonna walk up to her and put like a gentle hand on her shoulder. I'm gonna cast heroism on her.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Aw.
As you do that, you see her hands going to her own face, again, like to scratch at them, and she stops. And she says, my Tommy, the woman, we had a fishing cottage, and he wanted to use his rod, and I didn't see the harm. Now he's lost. And now they're all lost.
Well, My friends and I specialized in finding people who are lost.
Oh, Tommy's been gone for 50 years, my dear.
It is very possible that the body is gone. That's true, but it doesn't mean that the spirit's gone.
She kind of stands up and puts her hand on your arm and says, "Thank you."
We
Still,
just have a
maybe if I'd saved him, we could have saved all of them.
Well, we just have a question for you, or a couple of questions, and then we'll let you be on your way. Um, can you tell us about the gentleman that lives in the manor? Have you had conversations with him? Can you tell us what he's like?
That she spits on the ground.
That's
A good sign.
This is the captain. Didn't care that the river's cursed. Didn't care that our boys and girls got taken.
Did he have any children?
He did. Said that
Did
his
they
wife
judge him?
that he murdered killed him.
Wait, did I hear that correctly? His wife that he murdered killed them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would certainly explain some of the inscribed prayers in the temple.
Well,
That meshes with what Adara learned. Adara, that meshes with the story she heard.
Yeah.
all right. Well, I think there's really only one thing left for us to do, and I think that's for us to go see the captain.
Yeah.
and
Burn the manor.
woman,
Check out the
she
river.
appears at the river.
that's
Like-
the thing. If we want to see her, we should go to the river. If
Yeah.
we think he knows something.
At this
But-
point, I'm like, what's the harm? We could just drag him to the river.
Ha!
When does she appear at the river? Like occasionally or nightly?
When she takes someone, you hear her crying.
All right.
Well, do we
Although
wanna give her
now
bait?
they say anyone who goes to the river hears her.
Hmm.
I haven't been to my home in years. I couldn't get her tears out of my head. Couldn't
there
tell if
anything-
she was crying or I was anymore.
Is there anything, if we do happen down by the river, is there anything you'd like from your old home? We can bring it to you.
Well, you can't bring my boy back. Maybe something that reminds me of him.
Is there anything in particular? Do you think his fishing rod's still in the house?
Might
Alright.
be.
Or another favorite toy.
What's your name?
Anna.
Okay. Thanks for giving us information, Anna.
You should leave this town before she takes you too. There's nothing in this town but rot.
Well, the last time someone like her tried to take me, it didn't really work out.
Yeah, we've had our.
Oh.
Sorry.
Just gonna
Like-
say, yeah, like, as I say that, I'm just gonna, like, pull out, like, several rations of food and just give it to Anna.
She will take it.
We've had a lot of dealings with beings that were upset at a town for some reason. We might be able to help. Regardless, we'll be able to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, I think Shy would also give her a gold as well.
Oh, that's too much.
I do not believe it is excessive. You have helped a great deal.
Charisma check. Or persuasion check.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
A persuasion check to have her keep the gold.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 2, but with my charisma, that makes it a 1.
One.
Oh boy!
There is that advantage rolling around in the air if you want it for this.
For this?
Do you think I should use it for this? I don't think so. I think
Okay.
it's far more hilarious to keep it as a 1.
No.
No, you hang on to that, dear. Give it to someone who deserves your money.
I want to see if I can try to get her to take a silver instead.
I'm just gonna say something in Draconic to Shy and be like, we can, whatever we bring back from her house, we can just put money in it for her.
Oh, so you're gonna do the Skyrim, like, reverse pickpocket it onto her.
Reverse pickpocketing, yes. It's like Shy will accept defeat for the moment.
Okay. So where to, France?
I'm tempted to go to the river and just burn down the manor with the captain inside so we never have to interact with him, because I guarantee he's going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, Euphoria's of the mind to
It's a war
just
hero.
take the man and bring him to the river and then just let the Rusalka have her way with him. I mean,
Yeah.
probably what she really wants anyways.
I love how angry river women are now all Rusalka.
They're also our specialty at this point. We literally just dealt with I literally just dealt with 4 of them like 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was gonna switch this one with my other one, but I was like, you're already at the river.
Yeah, we're already at the river, and you know, like the angry river women we've met have definitely been like different, case by case. You know, as people are. I am loath to involve that guy before we have to.
That's fair. That is 100% fair.
Yes, I have a feeling that if we tried to broach the subject, all we would get are lies.
Yeah, I can feel my blood pressure rising just thinking about having to talk to him.
Alright, then the river it is. We're all at a consensus.
Yep.
We can drag him later.
Okay.
It's like literally if we get our way.
Yeah.
So, it's not far to get to the river. And you find an abandoned fishing village. There's wooden huts that are falling apart. The area reeks of dead fish and mold and rot. And it looks like the area has been overgrown. Sections of the water here are stagnant in old fishing catches that are now overgrown with moss and reeds. And when you get to this area, even though it had been like partly cloudy-ish, like an okay day before, it is cloudy and you feel electricity kind of crackling on your skin.
Since that's a weird sensation, I would like to survey the area and see if anything in particular is like causing that. Or if it's just like, this is what a thunderstorm feels like.
Are there wisps?
Yeah.
Game's a lot of focus.
Are there wisps? That is the question.
You can give me a perception or arcana check.
Sure. I'll do perception.
I'll do Arcana.
Hi.
Party fighter. Perception 26.
Okay.
Arcana 17.
Okay. Adara, you get the feeling that you're being watched, but
What's
you can't
new?
really pinpoint from where. Oh, thank you for the posture check. And Shy, there's definitely some kind of necrotic energy in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And I should say, all of these fishing huts are like close to collapsing. Like you don't have to, lockpick them or whatever to get in. The doors are basically coming off the hinges.
Be
Something-
cautious. This place has a very undead type vibe.
Related. Something's watching us.
Well, I guess we should try talking to it, right? If it knows we're here already.
I feel like
No.
undead don't usually want to talk. I guess ghosts do ghosts? Does that
Sometimes.
okay.
Ghosts sometimes do.
I'd kinda
Are
like
you
to
going
the
into
ghost
any of the
movie.
fishing cottages? Or are you just kind of walking around outside the river?
We don't have any indication as to which fishing cottage is the one that was Anna's, right?
Mm-mm.
Shy would like to check out the cottages. Kind of cautiously, just in case there are any
Well,
undead just hiding in
Mm-hmm.
the cottages.
Yeah.
Don't want to get ambushed.
yeah, Euphoria would probably be just like conjure mage hand and like have the mage hand go into the houses.
Dara,
Like
Okay.
where she could like see it and like have it pick up certain things in the house, but like she's not gonna go in.
Dara will witness this and then be like, seems unnecessary, and just go in the house. Along
yeah,
with Shy,
going
I
through
assume.
some of these houses, Adara and Shy and Euphoria's mage hand, you see in most of them, they're one bedroom houses. There's some religious books. Shy, you now can spot at a glance. They are to Ilmater, but also there are some older religious texts in here. You see in some of the houses, there's cribs. There are some dolls that seem to be nearly rotted away. And in some of them, there are adult fishing rods leaning up against child-sized fishing rods.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like, we'll definitely check out the older religious texts, see if there's anything familiar mentioned, or if I can gauge what the river spirit is like.
Are you touching it with your hand?
Yes.
It rots away at your touch. It is so molded and decayed and damaged by water that as you open the book, it just kind of dissolves into muck.
If there's another one, would like to bring out my tools and see if I can glean any information at all.
Sure.
Should have gotten out the tools to begin with, but was too impatient and too on the lookout for undead.
Give me a book tools check.
What would that be?
I would say dexterity, and you can add your
Okay.
proficiency.
Sounds good.
Adara, you look so stankered. Like, going through some books.
No, I think. Sorry, I just apparently have resting stank face. Idara's probably sticking with Shy, but her energy is focused on like signs of life or unlife, as it were,
Okay.
rather than like objects.
That would
Okay.
be 16.
Okay. You can open this book. And you see there's a couple things in there about bargains made to the River Guardian.
Okay.
And also like prayers for good catches and things like that. And you notice that these texts are not in the same houses as the ones with books, the books of Ilmater.
Okay, so they did live side by side, but they were fairly. It's like the families were restricted in their. The families kind of kept to their own religion. Okay.
Psychic damage from book falling apart.
Oh, no.
I mean, I can do that because she
No,
probably
stop.
would. Oh. It's like, oh no, it could be the last book of its kind.
Oh, look, there's another one. It's fine. Euphoria, you found a couple kids things. Are any of those appealing to you since you were going to get something for Anna?
Yeah, I guess I would look for anything with, like, the initial T on it.
Okay.
Or, like, engraved on it. So, like, I would probably bring it, like... Euphoria would be, like, standing, like, at the doorway and only bring it, like, just close enough so she can see if there's any writing on it, and then she's gonna put it back.
Okay. So, you look at that first fishing rod
Yeah.
that you carried to you.
Mm-hmm.
It floats over, and you hear some scuttling behind you.
Ugh.
And
Ugh.
you're alone outside this house.
Like,
so you send in your mage
rats?
hand.
Or, like, crabs? Or, like...
You see, oh, how about, let's see.
Disembodied hands?
You see a couple toddlers and crawling infants that are all dripping wet
Oh
with
no, baby.
rotted, pale skin
Oh no.
and white eyes. Seeing you, they start to wail and immediately start crawling towards you for comfort. Would you like to roll for initiative?
Yeah, sure. Why not? This is like Pack's worst nightmare. Like one horror trope that I literally cannot do. It is freaking kids. Oh,
If you want to
no.
escort it, I'll just make them go away.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad yet.
Okay, how'd you do?
Yeah, I rolled a 7. Can I use my crit? So
You
I can go
absolutely
first
can.
in the initiative order?
You absolutely can.
Cool. I would like to do that.
And let's see, I'll save some space. So you are first.
Cool.
And these creatures are crying and trying to hug you.
Yeah, no, they're
And
not.
you, what's everybody's passive perception?
19.
I knew yours was really high.
14.
Okay.
Mine's a 13.
Okay. So, Adara, you will be the only one who notices this when you come outside.
Which I will do at my leisure
say,
because
Zara,
nothing's going on.
You feel water dripping on the back of your neck.
Ooh.
And Euphoria, you are up.
Alright, hang on. Something funky's going on with, of course, my character sheet. So one moment, please. I apologize.
While Roll20 is buffering, where did the water come from?
You don't see anything. When you go look, you see a faint outline of a white dress that vanishes when you look at it.
Keep an eye out.
Sorry, Roll20's taking its sweet, sweet time.
Shy's going through like memorabilia and stuff, and Idara's just standing in the middle of the room, like glaring daggers at the ceiling.
As Euphoria is being like bombarded by undead children.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna like try to like thunder wave these children back into the river.
Okay.
Be like, kids, I'm sorry, nothing personal. Yeah, so they'll need to make a constitution saving, please.
Okay. So they're not
It's gonna
very
be
drunk.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cube, so however many kids I can get in the cube,
You
I'm
can
gonna
get
get.
them all.
Dope.
Okay. What's the DC?
DC is 16.
Okay. So. Oh, that's a nat 20 on that one.
That's rude and inconsiderate of them.
So, I'm going to say the 4 of the infants immediately shoot into the water.
Okay, cool.
Just yeet the babies.
And that's a nat 1. So actually 5 of the infants shoot into the water and seem out of your hair.
Cool.
One,
if it matters, they take 8 thunder damage.
That would destroy them. So, but one of them with the nat 20 gets a chance to run up on you and is now hanging onto your leg.
Okay, that's fine, but he takes 4 points of damage.
And baby goes down.
I was gonna say, how many
So
HP
you
do
see
baby
it just
have?
melt away, and it feels like reeds. And you hear a whisper in your ear that says, "Will their tears drown you? Will your own?"
Yeah, I'm
And-
just gonna talk back to the voice. Just be like, we're here to help you resolve your anger issues. You do not need to send the children out of the river, thank you.
And now those toddlers just kind of look at you and go, "Mama?"
No.
And they are all gonna run up to claw you as they try and climb up your body. And it looks like 2 of them are gonna hit you.
Okay.
You do have Hellish Rebuke, if you recall that.
I do actually, yeah.
I have the 20 actually. They're all gonna hit you.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. So I guess I'll do that
No,
on
I'll
one of
save it.
them.
I'll save it. I'll save
No,
it
that's-
for something else.
No, it's fine. You use it however you want.
Critical
I will save
baby.
I will save it, because who knows what else might happen.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, but one of these kids is getting hellish rebuked.
Okay. You are going to need to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Oh god. Euphoria's not great at these. The bard is never great at these. I got an 11.
You are fine, actually. You are not paralyzed. That's good. But you do take, let's see, wait, that's not it. Because I wasn't using the nat 20, so let's get rid of those. 11.
Whichever the kids...
15 slashing damage.
Ooh, okay.
But you're not paralyzed, so that's good.
Yeah, that's fine. Whichever the kids I hellish rebuked, they take 11 damage.
Shit. Okay. And, I'm gonna say Adara and Ashai, you've probably now noticed what's going on.
All right.
Well, I believe we've certainly heard that something's going on.
Yeah.
You've heard babies crying, and you've heard a Euphoria making magic noises, and Adara has seen a white dress and felt water dripping on her back.
All right.
So, yeah,
well, let's figure out what the wailing is, because that can't be good.
Yeah. So, exiting the hut. To...
You see Euphoria standing there with undead toddlers clambering onto her.
All right.
Would you like to roll for initiative, or should
Absolutely.
we go for Euphoria's next turn?
No, we should go.
Let's roll
We should
for
join.
initiative. Yeah.
Ugh. I got a 12.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. Euphoria, you're up.
Cool.
Hey, there's just 3. You got rid of 6 undead babies.
How many children are on me?
There's one that is physically on. Oh no, wait, though it was a baby that was actually on you. There's just 3 standing around you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to get out of range of the babies, and I'm gonna cast darkness, like, directly on them, so they can't see me.
Okay. That means that no one will be able to see them.
That's fine.
But
They
if you
can
just
stay...
leave...
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave them in the cloud of darkness. That's fine. That's that's an option.
Okay. Are you casting darkness before you leave so they don't get an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to think about the question. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
So they're gonna try and come for you at disadvantage. I'm gonna say now's the time for that nat 20. So that one's gonna hit you.
Okay. Love that for me.
Thanks for the nat 20. Let's see.
Who handed that one to you, Emrys?
Yeah.
I
So
guess
that's
if you're gonna. Oh, sorry.
15 damage, and make me a con save, please.
I guess if you're gonna crit,
Okay,
I'll
hang
update the
on.
music.
But the good news is, I'm guessing your AC is higher than 11, so nobody else hits you. As they struggle in the darkness.
You said I take another 15 damage?
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 13 hit points.
Give me that con save, hon.
43. Please let this be a good con save. No!
Oh no.
That's a whiff! That was a 5! I'm paralyzed.
You are paralyzed for 1 minute.
Oh.
But now it's Shy's turn. Hey, Shy the cleric. There's some undead here. Oh, and since you got that whiff, you now feel...
No.
You hear something else in your ear. A maid to wed, a bride to bed, children slaughtered after.
Yikes.
And now it's Shy's turn.
The children are clearly undead.
Yep.
Okay.
They
So
look
this
like
is-
drowned children.
Oh, it's super. Yeah.
No, she got out of the magical darkness, but one of them found her.
Yeah. So Shy is extremely disturbed. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do Destroy Undead, cause this is extremely disturbing.
Mhm.
So this is Turn Undead. and if any of them fail the saving throw, they are destroyed instead of turned. They
What
have
is
to make
the save?
a wisdom save, and
Okay.
it'll be 15.
Oh, that's a negative modifier, but that one still passes, but 2 are destroyed.
Okay.
And what happens when you destroy undead?
Good question. I kind of want miniature versions of
Her book.
her book to just kind of like slam into them,
Okay.
and yeah, and they disintegrate.
All right.
Ooh. I just had a cool
Nice.
visual of like a ring of books around Shy that just like boom outwards. It just like
Yeah.
smacks into
I
all the
love
undead.
it. Read, children. Anything else?
It's children's storybook time.
Anything else, Shy?
I'm just reading the Destroy Undead. Okay. So it doesn't. All right. Yeah, I think that will be it for now. She's just going to kind of ready her weapon and see and be on the lookout.
Okay. And now you hear a voice in your ear that just says, "We were all betrayed," before giving way to a wailing scream. Anadara, you're up.
All right. So there's one undead baby left.
Toddler, yes.
All right. I'm just gonna like, it's kickoff at the football game. I'm just gonna kickoff. It's yeah. I'm gonna punt the child. I want to just like, Euphoria's in a bad way. So I'm just gonna stomp on over there and not even slow down. Just like, and try and just. I guess that's an unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Literally a natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Thank you, Idara Dice, from our giveaway. Beautiful. Anyway, cool. So that's what, I double my dice, but there are no dice because it's an unarmed attack, so it's just 1 plus my strength. So is it 2 plus my strength?
Yes.
Cool. So 7 points of damage.
Okay. Baby is still here.
All right. Then I'm going to, assuming that it didn't actually travel far away from me, I'm going to take out my scimitar and just like hack at it once.
Okay.
Does a 13 hit?
Does.
Cool.
Not wearing armor.
That makes sense. So that's 12 points of damage. Magic, silver, and slashing, if it matters.
How do you want to do this?
Great. So Idara, it's a two-parter where she just runs up and like kicks. Ow. Sorry,
okay?
I hit my desk. That was probably really loud. I'm fine. She just runs up, kicks the baby, and then as the baby is like flying away from her, just takes her scimitar and just like straight through. The cursed undead baby who deserved it. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, Shy's going to have mixed feelings of this entire fight.
And you hear some whimpering echoing around you, but then there's silence.
Does Euphoria look like she's actively dying?
I mean, no, not really, but I'm also probably just gonna cast healing word on myself at like 3rd level.
Does it look like we are out of combat for the moment?
It does.
In that case, I will touch Euphoria's shoulder.
Hands really
Just be
red
like-
now.
Oh no.
Ow.
And just be like, thanks for holding them off for us. And we'll cast Healing Word at level 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, what'd you do? Did they just sneak up on you, or like did you touch something, or?
My magic hand touched something. My mage hand touched something. Picked up a toy, as we said we were gonna get for Anna, and I heard scuttling, and I turned around, and it's river children.
You get 12 more points of healing.
Okay, cool, thank you. I also
Cool.
still have to do the math from the shenanigans I just did.
Yeah, glad you're okay. That'd be an awkward letter to have to send back to Medi.
Euphoria taken out by river children.
Taken out by
Sorry.
literal toddlers. But there were a lot of them.
And it's just like, can we please be done with the apparent killing of children?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, my mind knows they are undead, but in my heart they are still children, and this is very disturbing to me.
Yep.
Yep, sorry, I panicked.
In unrelated creepy news, when we were in the house, I felt a drip of water on the back of my neck, and then I looked up and saw like a white dress. So, you know, that's something different. That was probably an adult.
Also, did anyone else hear that voice that was talking about being betrayed?
Yes.
No.
I heard her loud and clear. She sang me a really horrific nursery rhyme.
Oh, I didn't hear a rhyme, but was definitely talk about being betrayed.
I want to insight check both my party mates. Are they possessed?
Dara's just like, I just got wet on my neck.
Yeah. Nothing talk to me. Are you still Euphoria and shy, or are you just pretending to be?
They were undead toddlers all along.
I got an aggregate 20 on my insight check. We're cool for now.
Yeah, you realize that Shy is even more disturbed than she was letting on.
Oh no.
She's not feeling well about any of this.
Oh no.
Euphoria's like a pale teal. Just like really like stricken.
Oh no. Alright, so should we just... I mean, the ghost lady's clearly around. Should we just... Hello?
Yeah, do you want us to drag the captain here so you could do your business with him? Because he seems like he's like the root of all the problems. And then you can stop taking children. Or sending your children out of the river.
You don't feel like you're being watched anymore.
Ah.
course.
Okay.
You do see a couple boats that look like they've seen better days, though.
Do they look like they won't sink if we get into them?
They look like if you could patch a boat. That could be the case.
I just checked
I
my
could probably
character
figure
sheet.
out how
Like,
to patch a boat.
patch a goat.
Hey,
Goat.
blah.
You just give them a Cure Light Wounds potion, and they're good as new. They've probably got like 1 HP.
Hey, I still have a channel divinity, so if you don't know how to patch a boat, I can certainly patch a boat.
I checked my character sheet like it would somehow have boat tools on it, but no.
Water vehicles is a thing, or you could just try a survive check.
I'm thieves tools wouldn't apply here, would they?
No.
Okay.
I've got to
break into the boat.
I've got a decent survival, and plus I can make myself proficient in anything. And I'm sure there are some tools about. They may not be in the best of shape, but...
Chad has reminded you that mending exists, if anyone has that.
Oh wait, I think I
Good
might.
question.
Magic? Never heard of her.
It's like a practical cantrip? No, of course Shy doesn't have it.
Have it. I have message.
Maybe if you message the
talk
boat.
to the boat.
Yeah. All right.
I can curse the boat. I can.
Okay, I'm
Sing
gonna
a
make
song to the
a.
boat.
I gotta make a survival check and.
Is there a particular
Here we go.
reason we want to go in the boat and not like just into the river? Because we're all competent swimmers.
Could just
We
swim.
also have caps of water breathing.
Yeah, that's more what I meant. It's like
Yes,
we all have many magic items for swimming.
Yes.
but also there were comments about the water not really looking very good in places, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is mucky, and you can't really see all the way through it, and it looks pretty gross.
You know, it looks very gross. I'd rather go in the boat.
How'd you do on that survive check?
I got 18.
Nice.
You have remembered, or you just figured out because you're so smart, how to patch a boat.
It's like, you know, after all those coastal towns that I visited, I have been absorbing knowledge.
You know, it would make sense that Euphoria would know how to patch a boat. Thinking
It
on it
really
now.
would. I was like, wait, you're a seafling from a fishing village.
Yes.
Ah.
It's like, so you're just letting Shy like fumble her way through it.
Yeah.
Euphoria's sitting in a rocking chair with her lemonade, like.
Like Euphoria's like kind of like bent over at the waist, trying to like get over the fact she was attacked by children.
It's like Shy has found a task to get her mind off of the fact that she attacked children, not that she was attacked by children.
Yeah, Idara gives Shy an awkward, like, pat to be like, they're there, and then goes to stand near Euphoria, and after a pause goes, pat.
There.
Strangely, I think Shy feels a little bit better for that.
They understand each other.
Indeed.
So you going out in this boat?
Sure, why not? Let's provoke the river ghost, because it doesn't want to talk to us on its own terms.
Could happen. So, you get in the boat. And it's, does anybody know how to, like, I'm guessing Euphoria, even if it's not on your sheet, that you vaguely know how to navigate a fishing boat.
Mm-hmm.
So, getting out in this patched riverboat, it seems like the water, though stagnant, seems to be taking you to some point. When suddenly the waves stop and merge, combine into a massive being comprised of water that kind of ripples in front of you and gestures for you to stop.
Yeah, Euphoria will stop the boat. Might even like paddle back just a couple of paces.
If you paddle back, it gets smaller.
Shy
don't-
can speak Aquan now.
Yeah, also, don't back up just because some water moved weird. Fuck that water.
What if they're like Euphoria's like, but what if there were children in it?
Water's clear. You'd be able to
Shy's-
tell if there were children in it.
Shy's going to call out a greeting in Aquan.
The being made of water nods like it acknowledges your greeting, but makes itself larger, implying that you cannot pass.
No, implying that it does not want us to pass.
You know what? That's a very good point.
We can, and now we will.
Um, we are here to help. Are you the guardian of these waters?
You're speaking Aquan, right?
Yes.
You get another nod.
Is the woman in white, is she... Is this a curse?
At that, water splashes and shakes your boat a little bit.
Okay, that was not a nod, so this is not a curse?
Silence. And the water kind of points, aiming you backwards from where you came from.
Ask it why we can't go forwards.
Try and convince it that you want to help.
Yeah, I think I'll try and convince them that I want to help. Like we just want to help. We want to resolve whatever situation this is that is poisoning this place.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, good. That is a natural 20, so total of 19.
Nice.
Yay!
The being composed of water, this seems to ponder what you're saying before nodding and vanishing. And at this point, you see the water is placid ahead of you. The moon has arisen and shines brightly. And you see an ethereal figure of a woman in a white dress rise from the water, tears streaming down her face, and beckon you towards her. I think it's probably a good time for a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
So everybody go get a drink. We will be back in about 5 minutes.
Enjoy your tonal dissonance.
back to Threeflings. We are playing The Village That Wept by me. This one has a lot of content warnings. I will put them in the thing. But yeah, the Threefs have just encountered La Llorona
Spoilers.
in your boat. The wailing woman in white.
And
beckoning
she's
you, standing on the river.
beckoning us closer. I say let's get a little closer.
Yep.
Yeah. Euphoria will propel the boat forward.
Okay.
Stay at a respectful distance.
You see stains of tears on her cheeks, and it seems like her eyes are still just pouring tears. So you made it past my guardian.
Yes.
Perhaps we can end this then.
We would like to help.
What brings you to me?
The disappearing children.
You want the old man in the manor, right? We can bring him to you.
I want justice.
Wouldn't that be justice? I mean...
I was a chieftain. My people were at war with these invaders. I approached their captain with a deal. I'd marry him, and his army would leave. We would have a partnership as equals. Lead together. They called my people the unconquered. That wasn't enough for my husband. He looked bad. Other villages made fun of him. In retribution, he slaughtered my people in a single night to show how he could conquer us. I was just a woman. I took our children, his children, and drowned them. Swore that no child of an invader would come of age on my land. As I prayed for strength to the river guardian, he killed me. So I have been here, trying to prevent them from thriving on my land for 50 years. And with you here, we can wipe them all out. Every last one of them.
I do want to point out that the people that are currently living in this town do not see your ex-husband in a favorable light. They do not agree with his actions.
And yet they still live on my land.
A lot of them are destitute.
Breed on my land.
A lot of them are destitute. They do not have enough money to leave even if they wanted to.
If you want revenge on him, I can understand. He is... it's like, Adara.
Sack of shit.
What's good enough insult? Yes, he is a sack of shit. And he deserves retribution. But children, they have done nothing to you. They have done nothing wrong.
The children of my people did nothing to him.
I agree that he deserves retribution. He is the one responsible.
Tim? 50 years of pain. one man worth that?
Well, you seem to think that all the townspeople were worth 50 years of pain.
For
Even
my
though they might
people?
not have been directly involved with it. I could understand, getting revenge on the guards themselves that did the action and your ex-husband. But it probably should have stopped there. Because the other people were not involved with it. They didn't make that decision. Just like your people didn't make decisions.
It's like we can punish him. We can humiliate him. We can give him 50 years of torture. We can spread the truth.
Related to that.
But...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go on.
Related to that, can you leave the river? Can you make it to town?
Yes.
Why not, speak your piece there? There's a narrative in town that's pretty one-sided. People might...
They don't care about... I'm just a ghoul to them.
I mean, we
But
might
maybe
be able
you're
to...
right.
We might be able to help you with that.
Bring him to me.
All right.
Let him see what he did to me.
Yes. I think that is a better course of action.
Do we have your word that you're not going to take a child tonight if we bring him to you?
Absolutely.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah.
Same question.
I got a 9.
I could also say, if we bring him to you, if we spread the truth, will you take no more children? Ever. Become their protector.
We can probably also... I mean, your ex-husband's living in a big fancy mansion that they've been trying to build for, 20 years now? He's probably sitting on a bunch of money. We can redistribute that to the remaining townspeople and get them to leave your family's land. And we can try to work out maybe some magic, or look into some magic, to make it a protected space. But it's going to take us more than a few days to get people out of town. And you have to be okay with that.
Let's just see if you can get him to come to me. And she sinks beneath the water.
All right. So if we just kidnap him, we don't have to talk to him?
I'm fine with that. I don't really want to talk to him at this point.
I at least want him to give him the option of saving the children of the town.
He's had 50 years to do that.
Well, I'm saying that if he comes with us, no more children will be taken. I want to see what his opinion of that is.
All right.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, when he says no...
I want to give him a chance of doing one honorable thing in his life.
Sure. Yeah, I respect that, and then when he says no, I'm knocking him out, and we're just taking him to the river the old-fashioned way. But we'll let him at least, say out loud that he doesn't care about the lives of his people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we can, in the interest of time, fast forward to you getting back to town. And you are magically in front of the hacienda now. For that. The magic of narration.
Perfect.
It is
Love that.
large, it is incomplete, it is surrounded by a fence, and it is well guarded. What would you like to do?
Is there a front gate?
Yeah, you want me to make a distraction?
I mean, sure. I was just gonna walk in and let them try to stop us, but
Well, how many guards are there? Like, in the interest of time, like, she's probably not gonna wait very long to not, or like,
You see that it's
I'll
guarded
take
by
it over.
soldiers.
okay.
And it looks like there's about 2 at every door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that's an hour.
I mean, you can try and, like, climb over a fence. Or
Actually, yeah.
talk to people.
Yeah, it's like Shy's not good at sneaking or talking to people, so she will defer
they're
to what everyone
soldiers.
else wants to do.
Dara also has the very persuasive power of money.
yeah. Well, I was just thinking that, like, clearly Idara and probably the rest of the group read as, like, mercenaries in that, like, multiple people have just called on site that were mercenaries. So, like, I feel like, you know, we can just walk up there and be like, we're here about mercenary river business, move.
One of the guards stops you and says, well, you certainly look capable, ladies. But, the captain's in bed for tonight. So,
Does
It's
that
urgent.
also include, like, you know, townsfolk going missing? That seems pretty urgent and worthy of getting out of bed for, if you ask me.
Captain or Sergeant Ramirez will be happy to talk to you about this in the morning. But I suggest you ladies get a good night's sleep. Welcome to Contreras-san, and be happy to talk to you about this tomorrow.
Yeah, Euphoria's gonna just, like, alright, cool. She's gonna, like, try to walk out of sight. Is there, like, a pile of, like, bushes or something around that's, like, out of sight of the guard, but in 60 feet of a window?
Oh, I have a feeling I know what you're gonna try.
So I think Jess said sure, but her microphone didn't pick it up.
Oh, yeah, I said sure.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, then I'm gonna, like, hide, and I'm just gonna cast Shatter on a window on the hacienda and make it explode.
Okay.
And send the guards into a panic.
Yeah, they absolutely do start to panic. One of the guards still stays while the other one runs. And you see a lot of commotion inside the house.
Such a shame. It was a pretty window.
Look, I don't want any trouble, okay? And you see him kind of doing like, you could tip me gesture.
How much is one tip? $10? I need my understanding of D&D money to be recalibrated for a second. Is giving him a gold excessive? Is giving him a gold insulting?
You would guess that he's a soldier who is, you were paying to look the other way while you break into his captain's house.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be a lot more than a gold.
So, like, 50 gold?
That sounds right.
All right, I'll just give him 50 gold. I have an
well.
excess of money.
I could retire on this, and you ladies
Maybe
have
you
a good
should.
night.
You too.
And
Which is exactly why it's 50 gold, because if he gets fired, he has enough to set up somewhere else.
Yeah, here's your entire pension.
and he just kind of says, yes, there are your passes. I see them now. And he gives you each a little piece of paper and says, yep, you are welcome to Contreras Mansion.
Thank you, kind sir.
And you can head on in and see the guards running amok.
All
I
right.
think we have passes like it's a museum or something.
Right. So upstairs is probably bedrooms. So I'm guessing we just try to find his room while all the guards are in a panic and not really paying attention to us.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you see a lot. There's one of those like double stairways that becomes like a grand stairway. That symbol with the golden sun is just everywhere. There's a lot of lush red velvet furniture in here and red silks. But you see there's a very ornate double door. And there, while the other soldiers are kind of running around looking for people outside, there are 2 soldiers that have not moved from that door.
We have passes to see your captain. It's a pressing matter of life and death.
They kind of eye you up and down, and then, well, everything seems to be in order. One just knocks on the door. This is, Captain? This is, mercenaries. Hear about the river incident for you. And, after a couple of minutes, the door opens, and you see a wiry but fit man in his 70s with a grayish little pointy beard, walking on a gold-handled cane. Yes, must be very pressing business to bring you here in the evening. Do come in. Where do we get such pleasant-looking mercenaries, if I may say?
We come from all sorts of places.
Well, what brings you to Contreras? I'm sure you've heard the tale of my great victory.
More like your greatest disappointment, but...
Yeah, we've mostly heard the tale of your cursed river.
Yes, I'm kind of renowned for being a curse breaker.
Well, it is heartbreaking to be married to a witch.
It must be heartbreaking to be married to a murderer. And, like, Euphoria just stares at him.
Well, we do what we can to keep our people safe. But the village thrives, and
Is that what you call it?
we're building this wonderful new home. And when the neighboring towns have subdued their population, then we can bring in some workers and get this place going again. So you can take care of this business by the river right here.
Yes, about that.
If you can eliminate that unholy menace and uncurse the river, why, I could even get you a military commendation.
We do have a window of opportunity to remove the curse. Time is very short.
Whatever you need, Eliza and Sergeant Ramirez. she can help you out with it. But
You're better suited for it, actually. You're just the man for the job.
It's like, we'll need your presence in order to completely remove the curse.
Why is that now?
You could say that it is centered on your person.
How? What were you saying?
It's like, you could say that the curse is centered on your person.
Well, on my person, what? It's at the river. That's why we, convinced the church to issue that prohibition against fish.
Yes, but that is merely where the entity originates from. However, it is following you into town.
What, do you not feel comfortable with 3 strapping young ladies going down to the river?
I just don't see what I have to do with it. Get me out of bed.
You said so yourself. You were married to a witch. Why is it so hard to believe that you're involved in undoing the curse?
She'll give me like an intimidation check or something.
Can I help
Sure.
her out with that?
Absolutely.
Is this a group thing, or is Adara the one rolling?
Or a persuasion check. Whatever you would like to do. Are you feeling more persuasive or intimidation?
Is this a group thing, or is Adara the one rolling?
I think Shy would rather help Adara with this role rather than...
But is Adara rolling, or is the bard rolling?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. It's
Yeah.
an intimidation check.
Yeah. Are you intimidating or are you convincing?
Who's
Like-
you? Am I the one rolling, or can Jesspack roll? Because we've all been talking.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yes.
Whoever you want. I'm asking you, are you trying to be persuasive or intimidating?
Alright, if I'm rolling, then it's going to be persuasive.
Give me a persuade.
Okay, cool.
I think Shy and Adara might be trying to help.
I'm
It's
legit
like-
surprised you didn't just conk him out when you walked in.
Again,
I
we're
know,
trying to...
it was an option, but Shy wanted to give him the option of doing something good with his life.
Mm-hmm.
I had also asked if the door was shut because I was ready to take him out. I rolled a 25 for my persuasion.
Holy shit. Okay. She says, well, I suppose I can show you ladies how it's done. And he pulls his old armor off of the wall.
Oh, this is gonna be delicious.
Oh, it's like magic shit. The armor won't help you.
Oh,
No,
I
that's
was
fine.
quite
No,
the
it's fine.
fighter in my day.
All right.
Let him like
If
Euphoria
you
just, like, leans
insist.
over Yeah, Euphoria would just lean over to Adara and go, "Let the bastard drown in his own armor."
To Euphoria, Idara says, like, please, I know assholes. The quickest way to make them do something is to tell them to not do it.
And, you know, as he's getting ready, he's showing you his rings like, this was a gift from the king himself. Kind
Customer
of thing.
service voice back on. Wow.
How impressive.
Meanwhile, Euphoria is just making a mental list of everything in this entire house and how much so we can all hawk it later.
There's so much gold of, like, weaponry in here. It's like most of the wealth of the town is congregated in this one house.
Of course it is.
Shy, are any of these
And-
weapons magic?
No,
Dang.
Well, that's good.
you don't sense
I-
any
I
magic
was-
in here.
I was about to say, Shy is feeling less and less bad about skirting the truth. It's like she was just kind of being on the line there, and she doesn't usually do that, but this guy deserves it.
All right. Let's walk him to the river.
Okay, are you taking him in your boat?
Yeah, let's take
Sure.
him in the boat.
or just taking him up to the river? I'm just trying to figure out where are you having your showdown.
Up to the river might be best.
Okay.
We can always shove
Oh, I
him
like
in.
the idea of him being in the boat and then him just not being in the boat.
He was described
I
as
don't,
wiry.
I don't want to risk him not entering a rickety boat.
Yeah. Also, I would understand if the two of you didn't want to be standing literally right next to him when he gets mad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also,
That's fair.
chances are we would all be dumped into the river if we took him out in the boat.
We each have like 8
We
magic
have
items
water
per person
breathing.
about water, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
But the water's
All right.
icky.
All right. We're at the riverbank.
You go up to the riverbank, and you see the woman in white arise out of the water and come towards him. Are you holding on to him in some way or just standing with him?
I'm standing.
Euphoria would probably have like linked arms with him to just like keep up the act and like pretend to be like so fascinated with all his stories.
I was just trying to figure out if you were trying to like grapple him subtly.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm linking arms with him, I think I'd like to try to do that.
Okay.
Shy would probably be a step behind him, ready to block any escape he might have.
Yeah, Dara's with Shy.
So as soon as he sees her, he looks at Euphoria and feels you behind him. Says, "What is this? This isn't what we talked about. What is happening here?"
It is exactly what we talked about. You just weren't listening.
The woman gets closer. "Murderer. Betrayer." And he starts trying to get away from you, Euphoria. So you want to give me a check to hang on to him?
Yeah, like can I try to
he was-
like kick his knee out?
Yeah, do it. So he just tried to strength check to get out of you and like super failed. That
Okay,
was,
cool.
Because I think you are stronger than a 13.
Yes, I am. So what do you want me rolling for this, or do I just do it? Because I'm
You can
stronger
give me
than
a-
13.
You can give me an attack roll.
So grapples are your athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay, so my athletics versus their athletics or acrobat. That's a 10.
He got a nat 1.
Yeah, so I do it.
So you kicked him so hard, I'm gonna say you fractured his tibia because he's
Holy
an old man. And he goes down.
Oh, the only things the Threeflings have attacked this entire episode is babies and old men.
Listen, the old man deserved it.
So did the babies.
Out of the fight with a river guardian. And she approaches, and now he cannot get up. He says, and he looks almost like he has regrets before she comes up to him and says, "You deserve this," and screams with tears. And I would like everybody just to give me that con saving throw, please.
I'm a fighter. I'm great at these.
Oh.
17.
Got a 6.
Okay. Do you still have that nat 20?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, because I used it on the babies earlier.
Okay.
I got a 7.
Okay.
We still
We
have the
do
party
have-
inspiration.
We have the one, yeah, the party inspiration.
Do you have the party inspiration? So somebody can have it.
Yeah. Zan, if you want it, go for it.
No, you go for it. I've got a contingency.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I will roll it again. That's a 13.
Okay. So Adara and Euphoria, you are going to take 11 psychic damage. Shy, you drop to 0 and are knocked out for a minute.
Except I go to 1 hit point because of
You
the earring.
do, because of
Yay.
your thing. And Captain Katrasan also sways And she grabs his face and says, "Not yet." And you see as she touches him, his face withers and rots away. Until there is just a skeleton in armor. She floats there for a moment. And then kind of looks at you and says, "Thank you. I realize that my quest for vengeance has been ill thought out. This land has changed. But at least I got justice. Thanks to you."
Thank you for allowing us to help.
And thank you for being willing to change.
She takes off a necklace and offers it to you. And said, "This will give you strength. I will offer my voice to help those other people who continue to fight against those who would oppress them." You were right. They need my help, not my vengeance.
Do you want to tell them you're helping, or do you want to, like, keep it on the down low?
I tend to frighten people where I go.
All right, just checking, because we're going to have to go back to town and explain this somehow. So, good to know.
You are given a necklace of prayer beads.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And she floats off into the moonlight. At this point, you see a middle-aged woman in a uniform run over to the river. And she says, "Captain, What happened?"
Bad news. Captain was killing all the babies, somewhat indirectly, but we solved it. Unfortunately, the captain didn't make it. And I would like to use my nat 20 from Penhet to convince her.
Yes.
Thanks.
The good news is the curse has been lifted. The bad news is the captain did not survive.
And also, I can't stress this enough, the missing babies were entirely the captain's fault.
As well, I can't believe that my captain would be capable of such cruelty. What happened to his body?
What happens when you murder babies?
It's like, unfortunately, there was a village that used to be here that the captain decided to wipe out.
It's his valiant victory.
Yeah, it turns out it wasn't so valiant. And it caught up with him.
It was an unnecessary massacre.
I have a reward for those who could put the woman to rest. But if it was the captain all along...
Donate it to the town.
I mean, and also pay us fairly for our labor, but, like, you know, it was probably excessive. Look, we were in his house. We saw the amount of ostentatious shit he has. Like,
There's 150 gold to those who could put the creature to rest. And she kind of looks confused. She says, look, this might need some covering up. So I'll pay you, but you might want to leave before the rest of the town wakes up. And we have to smooth the edges of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think redistributing the wealth that's in that house, since it's rightfully the townsfolk's, to everybody, so that they're able to start anew somewhere else.
If they wish.
If they wish.
also, the woman you mentioned, the river woman, is real and wants to help now. So, like, broadly, but just like, you know, maybe I probably shouldn't suggest offerings, right? Like, your church is gonna get mad at me if I say that. Just, you know, like, people can be cool with the river again. The river part is also resolved.
Yeah, it's like before they leave, Shai will want to like do some sort of cleansing ritual to help the area.
Okay. So will you take your money and leave quietly? Or are you going to stay and oversee redistribution?
Euphoria's kind of that mindset where she would want to stay and make sure that it gets done because she doesn't trust the soldiers to do it.
Shai will at least stay long enough to cleanse the river and the village area, the abandoned village area, to make sure that the land is recovering.
Adara's got a prior appointment, so she's heading out.
Okay. And Adara, as you head out, you encounter Esteban, who comes up to you with a group of children. And says, we heard what you did. I owe this to you. And he gives you 5 silver. So, but it'll be more. I'll do you a great service once I can, you know, learn how to fight.
Thanks, kid. Since he's insistent, I will take his 5 silver.
Okay.
And I'll say, like, I don't know if you heard all the details, but sounds like it was just in general, like, sometimes the people say are monsters turn out to be just angry and misunderstood. So, you know, keep that in mind for, like, your soldiering days and shit. And shoot. And
at that, a lot of the little kids just go,
you'll hear worse once you're a soldier.
And they hand you some flowers that they've made into, like, daisy chains and bouquets.
Aww.
And if that is all you are going to do, then that is where we will leave tonight.
I imagine Shai and Euphoria are eventually run out of town for being nuisances, but
But
just like,
you
stop
also
helping!
get flowers from the children. Despite being nuisances to the adults who do not want your shit.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. I just need you to know that I went to go write this 5 silver down in my money, and I apparently have like 99.5 in my money, so like it ticks all the way up to the next like 100 of gold. Children.
So that was the village that wept by me. Probably one of the most depressing adventures I've written. But Stick around. We are going to do a raid in just a second. But first, let's meet our Tiefs. Starting with Euphoria. Welcome back. Who are you? I have a guess. And where can we meet you in the real life?
Just back, you can follow me at HealthPackStream on Twitter. I'm a writer and editor. And I'm working on a bunch of projects that will be out shortly. But that's all I have.
Shy, who are you in the real life and where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Zan Larson. I am Pale White Rabbit on Twitter and Instagram, and I do a lot of art things, including the Uncaged Anthologies, Book of Seasons, Unbridled, basically any project any of the people here has worked on. A lot of those I have had art in. Yeah, and I also have an online store at Store Envy under Zan Larson. So you can buy prints and stuff.
Dara, who are you in the real life? Where can we find you?
I'm GwenDB all over the internet, and you can find me mostly on Twitter. I'm an illustrator, so I post art occasionally. I also recently restarted my Patreon. It's free. It just has extra, like, too long for Twitter walkthroughs of, like, my illustrations and studies I'm doing and stuff. So check it out if you like hearing me ramble for longer than a tweet.
And I'm Jess, and join me tomorrow at Slade's Paradise, because I'm going to be running a much cheerier Pugmire adventure for Jasper's Game Day to raise money for suicide prevention. And next week, we are going to be back with Threeflings playing The Serpent's Tooth by Monica Evans and Tim Christopher from Uncaged Volume 2. But let's go raid Jasper's Game Day right now and raise some money for them and give them some love. And thank you so much for joining us. We're going to shoot our behind-the-scenes Patreon video, and you can get access to them by clicking that Patreon link and joining us in our fun Discord. We love you so much. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.